Cowabunga, dudes. We're going to be building up Michelangelo and yeah, just talking about how to use him. So let me get him leveled up and let's dive in. All right, guys, so here he is. He's level 60. He is good to go. I don't have a soul for him, unfortunately, yet. But in fact, let me walk you through the best blessings and souls right now. There will be obviously a full post on him. We don't have the right image up here, but on hellhades.com, I've written a full spotlight, so it'll walk you through his whole kit. It walks you through some of the best places to use him and some of his teams, and of course how to build him, which is going to be sort of the focus of this video. But for the blessings, pretty simple. Booyakasha. I think there's four main options that you're going to go for him. So I'll walk you through them in game here. For PvP, Lightning Cage is really good. This is going to protect his buffs. For PvP as well, you're probably going to try get him into Stone Skin. This will protect Stone Skin buff from being stolen at the start of the fight, even more so than it already is. This will protect his taunt, which is going to let him evade more with his passive. It's going to protect his shield so that can't be removed. So Lightning Cage is great for PvP. But he's not exactly the best PvP champion in the game. He's good, but he's not crazy. So yeah, this is an option for PvP, but it's not the go-to. For PvE, there are three main options. For a brand new player, you want Brimstone, okay? You've just started the game. Michelangelo, he's your first legendary. He's going to be your first legendary champion with a 5-star soul. You want Brimstone. This is going to add a ton of damage to bosses. With really low effort, really, you're going to get up to a 60% chance to place it, and it will be protected. So bosses that remove debuffs, like Chimera, potentially Hydra, that sort of thing, they're not going to be able to remove that Sand Devil as well. They won't be able to remove the Smite debuff, so they'll keep taking damage from it when they use their skills. So yeah, if this is your first Smite champion, it's ideal on him. Now, it's not the best for him overall. I think when you have other Smite options, it's better to go towards one of these other two. So the main one people are going to be using is Nature's Wrath. This is your best option from 1 to 5-star. This is going to give you effectively 15% more damage. Michelangelo does really good damage, so 15% more is really, really nice. It's not going to be as much as a new player as Brimstone would give you, but like I said, when you have Brimstone on the team, Nature's Wrath, 1-star to 5-star will give you the biggest personal damage boost for Michelangelo. At 6-star, you want to give him Crushing Rend. You don't want to give this to him before that. This will let him ignore loads of defense on every hit. Before that, it's only the first 2 hit or the first hit. No good. So yeah, this is like 6-star only. I'm more for high-level PvE content. We're all getting the 5-star for free, so most people will be in Brimstone if you're brand new. It's going to be massive for Demon Lord, etc. Or then Nature's Wrath if you're a bit further into the game. So like I'll be giving him Nature's Wrath when I eventually get it. Let's look at the Masteries. And actually, I don't have the Masteries on the spotlight. But if you click on this, it will take you over to the Michelangelo page, where there's actually even more. And you can download the infographic, by the way, from here. But there's even more info. There's the ratings for all the different areas in the game here on hellhades.com. But yeah, again, we've got the different masteries that you can use for him. So there we go. Lots of different options. I'm going to be going for this nuker build is basically what I'm going to be doing, which I think is going to be just lovely. So going to grab crit rate, crit damage. Over here, we're going to get Heart of Glory. I am actually going to get him Whirlwind of Death. I don't care as much about Ruthless Ambush because he's not, again, that massive upfront nuker, but that extra speed's really good. Got to get him single out. Bring it down, kill streak. I'm actually going to get a methodical because with the turtles, they spam their A1 so much that actually adds up to quite a lot. And then this is one of the big questions I always get. Nub, War Master versus Helm Smasher. Which is better? And I'm going to get him Cycle of Violence as well. Actually, we'll do the others. We'll come down to War Master, Helm Smasher in a second. We'll just grab the other stuff over here. Just getting more accuracy and stuff like that. We'll grab this, and then we want to have a chance to extend his debuffs. Perfect. This is a big question. Basically, what this comes down to, War Master versus Helm Smasher, depends how good your gear is. And this goes for every champion. If you are a new player, War Master is basically always better on everything because your gear is terrible. Your champions aren't really doing that much damage. Think of Helm Smasher is basically like multiplying the actual damage you're doing a good bit more. Whereas War Master is just a flat damage that scales off how much max HP the enemies have. So, you know, bosses have loads of max HP. This is always going to do a good chunk of flat damage. This percentage multiplication, it depends on how strong you're actually hitting. And generally, because this is giving you more ignore defense gets stronger the more of it you have, with 100% being ideal. Like, it's crazy down. Like, 0% ignore defense versus 100% ignore defense, you do about, I don't know, what, 5 times as much damage? It's crazy, right? So the more you have, the better. So this probably starts to become better when you have a pretty decent savage set on him. So we're talking about probably about 4,000 to 5,000 attack and over 200% crit damage in savage or lethal or whatever. That would be around the point where I would say Helm Smasher is going to really start to take over. I'm going Helm Smasher, obviously, because, you know, I will have that. That's fine. For the relics, a few different relics that we can use. Where have we gone? Oh, we need to go back a page. We are actually, by the way, we will have relics coming, I think, soon to the actual champion pages. Hallelujah. It's finally here. We finally got the go-ahead to start picking relics for champions, and hopefully that will actually be programmed to appear on the actual pages soon. We will see. There's a few different options for relics. In fact, I'll go into the index. I don't have them all. Oh my god, it's trying to sell me all sorts of stuff now that I've got him. So, your budget options, which most people are going to use, Malefic Talon to start. This is really nothing spectacular. It's a crit damage stat stick. It's fine. It's your budget option. Don't take it past 3 stars. Now, the Arethi Coronet, this is going to be the main option you're going to use most of the time. It's going to give you attack, which is brilliant. More shields, more damage. Great. Accuracy as well. He doesn't need super high accuracy, but he really needs accuracy. It's going to give you more damage whenever you place a debuff. And even if you get this just to level 3, with 10 debuffs, you're up to 30% bonus damage. This relic is totally overtuned. It's really way stronger than it has any right to be. It's insane. And bam, it's your ultimate budget option. Now, less budget options, shall we say? The Cat's Gaze. This would be ideal. Bunch of ignore defense with good stats and more gemstones. This is going to be even better, but this is a really limited edition relic, so you probably have very few of those. And yeah, if you have a Cat's Gaze, probably will be looking to get Leonardo, and I think it'd be better on Leonardo. So watch out for that. But it is obviously extremely good. And then I think for PvE stuff, you know, Stormcaller actually really strong. Again, it's very strong in basically all of the turtles for any PvE content. So this is not so much bosses, but anywhere where you can stun. Stormcall buff is going to build up whenever you land a crit, and it will basically make you do a stun on your next attack. It's pretty decent on him, but, you know, I think the main ones, Cat's Gaze and Arethi Coronet, they're the two. Coronet, Cat's Gaze, one of those two, and let's be honest, it's probably the Coronet. So that's what you're going to do. Just long story short, you probably just put a coronet on your Michelangelo. So let's see if I've got one, because I definitely want to use Michelangelo. I'm going to have to go into equipped stuff. Very sad. Here we go. So an Arethi Coronet. Oh, wow. I only have 4. We can still off Gergo. He's not as important. But yeah, I've got Thor, important to Thorion, Krokad, Trunda. Yeah, this is a high demand relic. Right, we're putting it on. And you know what? Let's actually upgrade this bad boy as well. I don't care about this. Do I care about this Grail? Probably not. No need to use it up though. We'll use one of those. I'll have to think about. I want to keep one copy of the Grail, even though it sucks. But hey, there we go. We've got a +9 Arethi Coronet. Boom. We're perfect. And yeah, we'll put in some gemstone recommendations and stuff on the champ pages as well. I won't bother covering that in this video. Too much info, I say. All right, now that we've got our masteries done, we've got this done, we know what blessing we're putting on him as well. We should talk about gear. I probably should have talked about his abilities. At his core, right, Michelangelo is a hybrid DPS. So he's doing good damage, but look, his AoE is on a 4-turn. Then he's got some single target hits. He's going to have really solid damage, really good damage, but he's not going to be the best of the best of the best for damage. But what he does have, he's a hybrid. He has incredible buffs and debuffs. So AoE decrease attack and leech, incredible. And then he's got decreased defense, but with a full debuff spread, it's basically AoE decreased defense as well. So just by himself, he's bringing AoE decreased defense, AoE decreased attack, and AoE leech. That is bonkers. You think of how impactful Stag Knight is, like to a new player, for example, and you get a sense for just how crazy good Michelangelo is for a new player. Decreased defense is the most important debuff in the game for doing damage in basically all content, and decreased attack and leech are amazing for keeping you alive against, well, all progression content, well, all content in the game again, basically. It's incredible for keeping you alive. He also self-buffs increased attack, and he self-buffs taunt as well. Increased attack, that's really going to help him do lots of damage. Now, the taunt is unusual on a damage dealer. That's weird. That's normally on a super tanky champion, but his passive actually makes him super tanky. This shield is incredibly strong. It scales off of his attack. So spoiler, we're going to build a lot of attack. And the evade is not something you can strictly rely on, but it happens not often enough that you can totally rely on it for building like a speed tune team or something, but it happens often enough that it's going to make a massive impact on his survivability. So between these two things, he's super survivable. It's incredibly strong. And then, of course, he's got this little ally attack passive. The more turtles you put together, the more they're all doing their A1 attacks, and they just get loads of extra damage, and it makes his increased attack even more consistent, which is really nice. So, like, if Donatello is faster than him, Donatello goes in, Mikey gets his increased attack before he even takes a turn, and then he goes in with his AoE to open up, and bam, he's got increased attack for the AoE. He's hitting even harder. Really good. So yeah, he's a hybrid damage dealer, and that's how we're going to be gearing him, right? So we definitely need enough accuracy to place his debuffs, though luckily, because he's ignoring resistance, 25% on most stuff, you can go lower on the requirements, which is really nifty. So enough accuracy to land his debuffs. We're also going to want pretty high speed. So I would say for a new player, you're probably looking at about 180 speed. For an end game player, about 280. And then if you're mid game or late game or anywhere in between, you can sort of adjust the amounts of speed. But you want him to be faster than your typical damage dealer because he's got a relatively long cooldown on this move. You do want him cycling through his turns pretty quick. He can get his shield once per turn. So again, you want him cycling through his turns pretty quick so he can keep reapplying the shield. And yeah, just ripping through his turns. The faster he takes turns as well, the more he brings the other turtles into attack. So yeah, pretty high speed for a damage dealer. And then we want him to have 100% crit rate is also pretty much essential to get that increased attack. To get the reduced resistance numbers, we need to crit. So 100% crit rate. And then we want attack and crit damage. We don't care too much about the other stats. They're fine. A bit of HP and defense doesn't go too far astray, but his self-shielding sort of makes up for HP. And then defense, we're not going to have the stat budget to touch it, and resistance, same sort of thing. So he needs quite a lot of stats, but he's all damage, and ignoring the resistance makes it a lot easier. So for example, I think I have it in the guide over here, some of the stuff. So yeah, like typically for, normal Doom Tower, normal Demon Lord, the lower levels of Hydra, the lower levels of Chimera, like sort of the new player goal for finishing normal dungeons and Doom Tower and so on is 200 accuracy. Mikey only needs about 150. He needs so much less than everyone else. And then for hard difficulty of this sort of stuff, so you need about 350 to 400. Now, the one exception would be Ultra Nightmare Chimera, you need about 500. But yeah, Mikey only needs 260 to 300 or so. He needs far less accuracy. So it actually becomes quite easy to gear him. So I'm going to gear him up. Let's give him a go. Here we go. And yeah, there's more info on all that sort of building stuff in fact, so let me just upload this to the website. There's even more info on the Champion Spotlight, which will be linked whenever it goes live. It should be going live sometime today. I hope. I just need to get the cover image for it. But yeah, right, let's dive in. Mikey, he's not appearing quite right in the Optimiser. We're going to build him here in the Optimiser, but you can, apply the same principles to build him in-game as you want. But the Optimiser is going to give us sort of the best bang for our buck in terms of damage and just make it quicker for me because, I have 1,300 gear pieces not equipped, and sorting through those would take a lot of time on the video, so we're not going to do that. Import the Masteries if you don't already have them. There'll be a little tick box to put him to max level if he's not already max level. You want to gear him up already. For waves and stuff, you could actually pick if you want. You could pick, let's say you want to build him for Hydra or something. You could put in Hydra, you can put in Faction Wars, you could put in whatever. I'm going to just do normal waves, but I'm going to set it to end game sort of stats. So I'm going to say like Not that much. That much. Like 120k HP, 6k defense. Seems pretty decent. I'm not going to put in any buffs or debuffs, though. For my stats, I want him, like I said, to be fast. I'm going to say I want him to be 270 speed. And I want him to have probably about 300 accuracy as the minimums. Adjust these as you need. So again, if you're earlier player, you might be saying, oh, well, 200 speed, and let's make it, let's make it 180 accuracy. And there you go. That's a nicer earlier sort of game build. I'm going more late game. So I'm going like so as the minimums, and then it's going to try to do as much attack and crit damage in a good balance as possible. For this stuff, this is broken down on the Optimiser, but for the gloves, crit damage or crit rate. Crit damage is better, but it makes it much more intensive on your substats, and you need much better gear in general. Crit rate is super viable for him, because again, that 100% crit rate is so important. For his chest piece, attack percent or accuracy, and I would definitely be leaning towards attack percent. For his boots, you could do attack percent or speed. I'm going to just do speed. I just want him to be fast. Attack on the ring, crit damage on the amulet. If you're super early game, you could do attack as well. It's okay. And then accuracy or attack on the banner. And this is where banner versus chest. These are going to be probably the easiest ways to get a big chunk of accuracy to hit the minimums. You'd rather get accuracy on the banner than on the chest, right? Because Mikey's got really good base attack, so attack percent, actually really, really good. The flat attack is fine, it's good, but yeah, we'd rather just get the accuracy and attack percent instead of accuracy and flat attack, to put it that way. But you can mix and match a bit. And for the sets, okay, so for the gear sets, several options here. I can show it to you in-game. Actually, it's probably the best way to do it. So several of the key options. Your best set by far, but you can only get it from the Cursed City, so it's not available for a new player. The best set by far is Merciless. 6 pieces in particular. It's giving you attack, crit damage, speed, more attack. The key thing for all of his sets, ideally, is ignore defense. So Merciless is the best. Second best is from Doom Tower, lethal. 25% ignore defense, 10% crit rate. Earlier game from Fire Knight, Savage, 25% ignore defense. If you've bought the Forge Pass before, there is Instinct, 12% speed, 20% ignore defense. That's really good. Some Cruel gear from Clan Boss can also fill in with like it's a 2-piece set with 5% ignore defense. But ignore defense is the best for sets, right? That's going to give you the most damage possible, which is what you want to do because he's a good damage dealer. Merciless is the best, and it also, as well as all the cool stats and the most ignore defense possible, it will also give you a chance to decrease his skill cooldowns when dealing damage, and he's constantly dealing damage. On every attack, he's dealing damage. And this makes up for the slightly longer cooldown on his A3. That 4-turn AoE, there's a really good chance you're bringing it back to a 3-turn with this, at least, and that's brilliant. That is really good. I don't know if I mentioned, by the way, but this full debuff spread on his A2 is absolutely crazy. This is insanely good. This is something that even slipped me by when I first looked at the kit. There's really few champions in the game that can actually spread all debuffs to all enemies. It's super rare. Most of the champions you would think of in your head for long-term players as spreading debuffs only take like 2 random ones and spread them, like to Hanorak or Vizier or something like that. It's really, really unusual to spread all debuffs. Couple of champs that can do it. I don't have either one. They're like both really hard to get. Void Legendary Chalco. He's got a very similar thing. Block passives, decrease defense, and then a debuff spread. Very similar to Michelangelo. This move does hit harder than Mikey's though, but it doesn't have the stun, single target that Mikey's does. But yeah, Chalco. Another one is Ashnar in Form 2. Yeah, he's got a debuff spread as well, but it's really unusual, this debuff spread. He's a mythical. Void Legendary and a mythical. Mikey's a free login champ. It's actually kind of nuts. It's actually really crazy. Yeah, sorry, I just had to throw that in because I don't think I'd mentioned it already. Where was I? I'm all over the place here. But yeah, so your best gear sets are, in fact, I've written them down in the spotlight so you can see, but Merciless, Lethal, Savage, as I mentioned here, Instinct is fine, Cruel a little bit as well. You can also do sets that are going to give you some speed and accuracy, because speed and accuracy are super important. So Perception from Faction Wars, Speed Gear or Accuracy Gear from the Dragon, Pinpoint, which was the old event dungeon. It's not available right now, but Pinpoint's really good, especially accessories for some extra speed and accuracy. And Stone Skin for PvP. 4-piece Stone Skin with Lethal, Savage, or Instinct would be ideal. But yeah, that's sort of what you're looking at there. So we are going to give him, I'm tapping into the wrong things over here in the Optimiser. I want him to add set. I want to make him in Merciless. Here we go. 6 pieces. You can put in glyphs if you want. I'm not going to. Also back here at the configure section, you can tell it to use artifacts on lock champions or force them to use whatever gear set you pick regardless of lock status. So you can like choose to lock champs and it won't steal gear off them. I'm actually going to lock him in advance because I am going to use him. I'm pretty sure for Bannerlord Faction Wars Hard. Bannerlord Faction Wars Hard is quite hard. So here we go. We'll let it run. We'll see what it comes back with, the best possible stuff. We might have to force it to use equipped gear if it doesn't find anything. So I'll be back in just a minute. Actually, while the Optimiser is running, I just see I've got kind of dodgy gem. I've got pretty bad gem slots in here. So actually, we should mention this just so you know. So what I'd recommend for gems with that Arethi Coronet, assuming that's what you get on, depending on what gems you get, of course, for the circle, there's lots of good options. Boss Slayer would probably be ideal, but again, he's not your highest damage dealing champion. You might have someone better to put Boss Slayer on. Like you might have got Crocad as the previous fusion, right? And so on. Bloodthirsty Prowess, again, is insane. In fact, let's move me so you can see the descriptions. This is obviously insane, but you probably want that on, again, a bigger damage dealer. Like Leonardo would be perfect, that sort of thing. I think the most likely ones for him, Dungeon Delver, really good if you get that. 10% damage in dungeon battles. That's a pretty common gem to get from Chimera. Really good. Unflinching, really solid as well. You just take less damage from bosses, make him even more survivable. If you're struggling for accuracy, Target Finder is decent. Bow Killer is okay as well. Even Critical Bolster is okay because he's going to be getting crit a little bit. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with Invigorated or Unstoppable. I'd say Invigorated probably a bit more ideal because there's a good chance you're running him with Donatello, who is doing some turn meter boosting. So yeah, I think any of these, Unflinching, Invigorated, Dungeon Delver, are probably the go-tos generally for him, but most of the circles are really good. For the triangles, your go-to, unfortunately, on nearly everyone, and you need so many of these gems. Pierce Defenses is like your simplest one. Ignore 3% defense if they're under 2 or more debuffs. Mikey is bringing 3 by himself. This will be up all the time. 3% ignore defense. It sounds small, but it's going to add up to absolutely loads. Do the turtles actually do they do stuff here? Counterattacking is not going to count as ally attack. I mean, a lot of these are really good, but they're really hard to get. Yeah, I mean, this is like your easiest go-to, to be honest. It's pretty solid. If you don't have this one, Target Smash is okay, but we're not building crazy accuracy on him, but we are building some, so it's fine. Like, I would be getting about 3% more damage. It's pretty decent. Unbowed Might is an okay budget option as well. These other ones are more for arena, so they're not too useful. Same with that one and that one. You could get Pouncing Strike, but we really want to build them 100% anyway. So yeah, I'd be saying Pierce Defenses is the best. Target Smash is good. Unbowed Might. They're through the 3 triangles to look for there. Actually, so the Optimizer is really struggling right now. I realize the problem is I'm forcing him into these specific accessories. I don't actually have them. So I have an attack ring, but I'm not letting him use equipped gear. And in fact, if I remove equipped gear for a second, you can see this is a problem for what I try to do. I've told him you must wear 6 pieces of Merciless. I've got almost no accessories. I have an attack ring. That works. But I don't have any necklace for him to wear. And then the only banners, I've got a bad attack banner and then a HP banner, which I've not allowed him to wear. So he's trying to make like a gear set potentially with this or just 6 pieces of Merciless. I probably don't have any speed boots left either. So it's really struggling. So I'm going to actually probably force him to wear this banner because I think it's actually just fine. And I don't really use Mania, so I think we're going to put him into this, and this is what we can do. Oh, it has come back with something. It's managed. Let's see what it's done, though, just because I'm curious. Oh, it has taken the Mania banner. Oh, of course, she's not a locked champion. Okay, never mind. We're fine. I'm stupid. It is going to take gear off of... it is using equipped artifacts, derp, but it's not using locked champions. And obviously, I don't use Mania, so she's not locked. Well, okay. He was probably wearing this gear anyway, so it's fine. Crisis averted. But yeah, do watch out for that if you're trying to force him to wear like a 6-piece set. If you don't have the appropriate pieces, it's just not going to work. Luckily, we've got permanent free gear removal now in the game, which is crazy to think we didn't have it before, but now we do. So you can just take the gear off. I can just go, oh, never mind. Just take it off. Just remove it. It's all good, bro. So yeah, okay. Be back in a sec. Okay, let's look at the actual gear that has picked for him. We can actually look at the list and we can sort of see looking pretty decent. 270 speed, 100% crit rate. His crit damage is going to be low. We're clearly really struggling for that. He's going to have actually high accuracy. So what I will definitely do when I get the soul for him, especially the 5-star where he's getting loads of extra accuracy. His accuracy is already a bit too high here. We can look at this and we can see he's going to have a bit too much accuracy. We're going to come back in and we can actually click equip in game and it should equip this stuff in game and bam, there we go. Beautiful stuff. I will be coming back and trying to re-gear him, especially if I get more merciless for this faction, though Titus also needs it, annoyingly. I'll be trying to, let's actually equip this. Fantastic. Need to fully roll this one up, so let's do it. It's going to be even faster if we get some speed glyphs for it as well. We'll be trying to get him faster, basically. Higher crit damage. Basically, get him more damage, less accuracy. Might as well give him some more accuracy here. And yeah, I'll just sort of upgrade this stuff, throw some basic glyphs on it. We'll see where he ends up. Sadly, I've got no speed glyphs. I'm notorious for just using all of them all the time. By the way, for his ascensions, we really want just flat attack. But any of them will do. That's actually pretty good. Let's just max it out. It's CVC, so let's go. HP's not too bad. This has been reworked once. I wouldn't go more than twice. Oh, look at that. We got it. It's our lucky day. Fantastic. I'm actually going to give him a better attack percent glyph because he really does like that attack percent. And yeah, you can sort of see the gear here. Again, I'll give this a bit of a better glyph. Give it one more. I want at least 5%. 7% is good. We've got crit rate gloves, so he is in crit rate gloves. Those could be upgraded some more as well. But yeah, not the most insane gear or anything on him. We'll rework this once or twice. See for attack percent or accuracy is basically what we want. We take any of the percentages. One more. Running out of stuff. Attack percent. Okay, great. You know what? Screw it. We'll fully upgrade it. Let's go. For the showcase. And yeah, he's got an attack ring. Crit damage neck. We really want this with crit damage. Let's see if we can get it. Just do 2 rolls. No. Okay, maybe we've got a better necklace actually on someone. Let's double check. Crit damage, we want to see equipped. For the Banner Lords, let's hide the set filters. Do I have any? Wow, I've got like no. Got like none. Okay, hang on. What we're going to do, we're just going to fish for crit damage. There it is. That will do. It's going to gain a bunch of resistance. That's fine. He'll lose some attack. That's fine. We don't care about losing accuracy. Put that on. And now, do I have enough? I do. Fully ascend that. There we go. Fully ascended. Put it up to 16 as well. Again, normally... Oh, wow. That's a lot of resistance, right? Let's give it a 6-star glyph. Pad your player power at every opportunity. Crit rate and resistance give you the most player power. This is a decent necklace. I'm going to give it some good glyphs. And there we go. Bannerlord glyphs are away. Yeah, no speed. No speed for this right now. But yeah, Mikey's looking pretty good. Oh, we got some attack on this. You know what? Actually, that's fine. Because it's merciless, it's hard to get. So I'm going to roll that one up. Let's just give this one a quick little re-roll. See if we can get it to attack as well. We've had luck so far. We've had luck so far. Don't do me dirty, game. There we go. I trusted you, game. I'm perfect. Look at this. Okay, so our rolled up Mikey. He's got his Arethi Coronet with the wrong gemstones, so that's fine. He doesn't have his blessing yet, but he is coming in for me. 6.3k attack, 272 speed, 107 crit rate. It's a little high. 187 crit damage for me. It's a little low. 400 accuracy, a little bit high as well. So he's looking decent. He's looking decent. One quick thing we could do, actually, is we could drop this. What if I say 230 minimum accuracy? And let's just throw that in and see if it will spit anything back out. Just in anticipation of the 5-star. Just imagining we have a bonus 75 accuracy. What if we just drop the requirement by like 70? Yeah, let's see how that works. And then let's dive in, see him in a quick battle. And yeah, let's go. Okay, guys, well, I thought what would be fun would be to dive in and let's take Mikey. Let's be ambitious. Let's hope that we get through. I don't know if we will. This team really struggles to beat this. Bannerlord's just really tough for me with my account. Lots of just playing around Baron and stuff like that. With the free gear removal, I probably should start just setting up Baron properly. But yeah, let's see how Mikey does up against a Baron. Now, Baron is 4-star, means extra crit damage, extra attack. Let's give it a go, though. Let's see what we can do. We'll play it a bit here on manual and just see how it looks. So we'll come in. We'll boost up. This is stage 21. This is the hardest stage of Bannerlords. So with Ursula the Mourner, actually, because they're in Bannerlords, we've got a little bit of sort of overlap right there, which is a slight bit unfortunate. Let's go in with his AoE first. Bang, it's decent damage. Soften them up for Baron to smack. Ooh, definitely, if we improve Baron's gear, we would just one-shot this entire wave, which would be nice, yeah, because he's going to come in AoE revive. Actually, you know what might be better? Hang on. If I replay this, hang on here. Let's big brain. Hang on a minute. So if we boost up, do it slightly differently, and it does bring up an interesting question with Mikey especially. What if we open with Mikey's A2? This is interesting, because it has a shorter cooldown. So if you spam this move and only do this when you need it, it could actually work out slightly better. So let's actually go in on him because he's sort of a problem. I mean, that's a massive hit, guys, for a champion who doesn't have a blessing and only has 180% crit damage. He's almost one-shot that guy, which is nuts. Now Baron comes in and slams. Yeah, we've not killed everyone, but I kind of feel like we've probably killed enough because she can only revive one person at a time. Hey, feeling pretty good about this. Okay, just boost. We'll save her move here. Let's see Mikey's AoE right now. Maybe actually I should have saved this for the next wave, but it seems kind of legit, to be honest. Ooh, if I A1, I'd actually probably kill her with Baron. Can we survive this wave is the question. Maybe. Maybe. What I'm going to do, I'm going to flip over because these guys are quite nasty. And we're going to see, can we land an enfeeble with our mythical? We did not, so now we're in trouble. Everyone's been feared. Mikey, he survived. Impressive. Got an issue. I don't think we can kill this guy straight up. We'll see if we can maybe kill him. Not looking too good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So yeah, unfortunately, oh, party dude! He's evaded. He's dead now. Are we all dead is the question. Quite possibly. Just go with her A1. All right. We can remove those buffs, which is somewhat helpful, but I think we're in trouble. We can try her revive. She missed it with the true fear. We're in a lot of trouble. Let me rerun that one. The problem with this run and making it consistent is that Androck is the wrong affinity. So Androck can just fail to place. You can just fail to place Enfeeble. But yeah, it seems pretty consistent for this one. Let's give it one more go. I'm just curious. I'm loving it. I think maybe with that Helm Smasher there, he still hit plenty hard. Yeah, that's still pretty sick. Oh, look at that. He just evaded that whole hit. That's so good. Just evaded the hit. Party dude. We be ambitious and save his... I think we be ambitious and we save his A2. Let's just see his A3. Sorry, see his A1. Not bad. Oh, we evaded some of it, but not all of it. Let's see if we get some splash damage here. Not a whole lot of splash damage. Oh, she's reviving stuff. Okay, I think unfortunately we will have to use his A1. That's fine. We'll just use his A3, excuse me. So let's do that. Really sad we don't have any turtles to go with him in this faction. It's such a disappointment. Oh, he's at... Ooh. Ooh, well, it wouldn't work on most of them. Let's just smack him AoE. He doesn't have increased attack, so it's not going to be crazy damage. He's got the taunt, but he is in some danger. Boost him up. Can buff him up some more. Got a good few buffs. Let's see if we can finish off the revive before she revives anybody else. We did. I'll be back on wave 2 anyway. All right, it's slow, but we're on to wave 2. We had some bad luck there. Oh, don't have her turn meter boost. Are we still okay? All right, here. Please, please. 70% of the time. It works every time. Okay. We actually party duded his move, which is really good as well. We can put the decreased defense out. Oh man, unfortunately we don't have any of Mikey's moves ready to go. Let's see about smacking her a bit. It's good damage. We got some cooldown reduction. Yeah, that party dude can be just so clutch. Unfortunately, he's going to have a big attack coming in. So we have to hope for some party dude. Oh, we can actually. Sky Piercer. It's decent. We can boost up a little bit. It's decent. We can remove their buffs, do some damage. It's decent. Oh no, Mikey. He's down. Oh, we don't have the revive. Probably should have finished him off. Or her off. Whoa, don't die now, folks. Bring him back. He's back alive. He's still alive. He's dead again. Oh no. Did we just kill him? There's one. You know what? Just kill this guy, and then we can recover. We should be through. She's going to flip over and start stunning us, which is going to be... Unless we kill her right now. Nope. She is going to flip over, start stunning us. As long as she doesn't kill all of us, we'll be okay. Some debuffs transferred. Annoying. Not the end of the world. Enfeeble them. All right, we're through. No, you know what? You can start protecting us. But yeah, okay, we should be good. We should be good. Right, let's get to the boss. Let's see what Mikey can do. All right, we're at the boss. This boss is the... Oh, yes, the ally attack guy. Very annoying, actually. He's going to be spamming ally attacks at us and doing lots of damage. So what we can actually do... You know what? Let's actually open up with the A2. Over here. We could even target ads on the side. That would work really well, too. To just stun them. We could actually stun target ads with Mikey. Ooh, party dude, he's just evaded one of the hits right there, which is lovely. Again, we don't want to hit the ads. We just want to hit the boss to reduce the incoming damage. Nice, Mikey. He's standing strong so far. Will he survive? One of the issues right here is this. Decrease the damage inflicted by the boss but for each awakening level. And I don't have any awakenings on Mikey, so he's going to be taking way more damage from the boss. But when we do get him 5-star, he's going to be really good. Let's get the leech up. Oh no, it got... he missed the true fear. That's annoying. Sure, we'll get one counterattack, but we hit him pretty hard. There's his shield. It's pretty decent. We're trying to stay alive. Annoying that we've missed the leech, but we'll heal up here a little bit. Oof, we got some big hits coming in from these enemies. Yeah, we'll just boost up. Again, excellent. We can just big hit, decrease defense. I like it. I like it. Bit of damage right there. Get increased defense for the team. Again, Mikey's getting hit, but he's getting the shield. We'll put the decreased attack out again. Cool. He's certainly tanking it up pretty well with the constant shields. It's actually really interesting to see the boss fight. How he compares to, like, Baron's health is much more of a yo-yo. We'd hope for some cooldown reduction. Don't think we got it, unfortunately. We can, again, put the decreased defense with Baron. Team's going decently well so far. We'll save her revive, because we're going to get slammed in one turn. Heal up a bit. Great. Sadly, this is the slight downside with him. He does have those longer cooldowns. That's definitely a bit of a downside. Right, we'll boost up. He's about to hit us with a lot of damage coming in. Go. Got some very good gear in these other champs, by the way. All right, this is going to be a big hit. They've got decreased attack, though, so we're not too bad. Let's just get the decreased defense back on and keep the boss damage coming. So yeah, I'm actually playing him. Especially with the Merciless, I'm liking using his A2 up front an awful lot more. We go more increased attack. Cool. Do we go for the Sky Piercer? I'm actually going to go for Righteous Charge. I think it does as much, if not more, boss damage. So I'm actually going to go for that. Okay, here we go. We can get the leech up, which is going to help us stay alive and just spreading that decreased defense some more. Party dude, he's dodged the attack again. Yo, Mikey's gonna get us. It's looking pretty good for the 200 turn. It's looking pretty good for an old 3-star on this. I normally use Staltus here, who's really good. Mikey, no stars. He's actually making a massive difference. He's been kind of Giga Chat. There's another big hit from Baron. I definitely think Baron's going to have more damage, for sure. But Mikey's putting up a very respectable job here. Party dude, he's dodged it again, or else he got his shield, I'm not sure. I think he does a little cool animation when he evades. I don't know. He's so tanky. Oh, man. Everyone else's health is far more yo-yo than his, which is ridiculous for a champion with no blessings. There we go. Good hit right there. Yeah, go for this. We're going to do his A3 next turn. Looking good, guys. It's looking good for the Michelangelo. Max Faction Wars clear. Alongside, obviously, a Mythical and Baron and all the rest. But nonetheless, it's looking good. Don't believe it. I need to figure out how to make this an auto team now next time around. Bang, bang. Big damage. Cooldown reduction as well. About to finish this boss off. I think that's done it. It was slow, 9 minutes, but we've done it. 3-star faction war clear. And you can see a bit of a vibe here. Mikey, his damage isn't crazy. You can see Ursula and Androck with War Master. They're doing good damage as well. Baron obviously is doing far more damage. So Mikey, not crazy damage, but loads of utility. Loads of survivability. Yeah, it's really, really impressive stuff from Mikey. There we go. Wow. Like I said, I can't normally clear that. That's usually really difficult for me to clear. We just kind of swanned through it with Michelangelo. That is actually nuts. Not even the best showcase. We didn't have that many debuffs for him to debuff spread, but there you go. I can't wait to get him a blessing. Yeah, okay. Guys, there we go. Michelangelo. He's great. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, you will find that... Oh, this was my... So yeah, I'm actually just really lacking the Merciless gear for him. But yeah, Champion Spotlight is there with the infographic and all the other info that you'd need. But yeah, he's sick. Hopefully it's helpful. Enjoy your Michelangelo. He is really great, viable all the way up to Hard Faction Wars 21 for Bannerlords. Now you know. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.